Imagine you're on your deathbed, looking back at your life. You've done everything right. You worked hard, saved money, built wealth, invested wisely. And now you have more money than you could ever spend. But here's the catch. Your body is weak, your energy is gone, and the adventures you dreamed of, the trips, the experiences, the late-night laughter with friends in faraway places are no longer possible. You've got the money, but the chance to live is gone. This is the nightmare Bill Perkins wants us to avoid. His book Die with Zero is a wake-up call, a manifesto for living fully, and it carries one bold, unforgettable idea. The goal is not to die with the biggest bank account. The goal is to die with zero regrets, 0 wasted years, and 0 unspent potential. Now, that sounds extreme, doesn't it? After all, most of us have been raised with the opposite mindset. Work hard, save, and leave behind as much as possible. But Perkins flips this script on its head. He asks, what's the point of saving endlessly if you never use the money to live? What's the point of waiting for someday if someday never comes? He reminds us that money itself has no value. It's just paper, numbers, digits. Its value only comes from what it allows us to do, the experiences it buys, the memories it creates, the freedom it grants. And the most tragic mistake we can make is to hoard it without using it to enrich our lives. To explain, Perkins introduces the concept of time buckets. Imagine splitting your life into decades, your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond. Each stage of life has unique opportunities and unique limitations. When you're young, you've got health and time, but often not much money. In middle age, you might finally have money and health, but time is tighter. And in old age, you may have plenty of money and time, but your health limits what you can do. Rarely do we get all three at once. That's why experiences have an expiration date. The dream of backpacking across Europe is thrilling at 25, but exhausting at 65. Skiing down black diamond slopes, diving into coral reefs, dancing all night at festivals. These are experiences with windows that close. And if you wait too long, they're gone forever. Perkins tells the story of a wealthy friend who worked relentlessly, postponing joy for decades. This man believed he was being responsible, saving for retirement, building security. But when retirement finally came, his health had deteriorated. The adventures he had dreamed of were no longer possible. He died with millions in the bank, but with a life half-lived. Perkins saw this as a tragedy, and it changed his own philosophy. He contrasts that with people who prioritize creating memory dividends. What are those? Think of every great experience you've had as an investment that pays interest for the rest of your life. A ski trip with friends at 25? You'll relive that memory in conversations, photos, and nostalgia for decades. A family vacation when your kids are young? Those moments will echo through stories and connections long after the trip is over. The earlier you create these memories, the longer you'll enjoy the dividends. This is why Perkins insists on investing in experiences early. Because unlike stocks or real estate, experiences compound in emotional value. They become part of your identity, part of your story. But what about security? Isn't saving the responsible thing to do? Of course, Perkins says he's not against saving. He's against oversaving, against hoarding money far beyond what you'll ever need. He introduces the idea of calculating your personal survival number. How much do you realistically need for old age, for emergencies, for peace of mind? Save that, but don't go so far that you're denying yourself a life in the present. One of the most radical and liberating parts of the book is his view on inheritance. Most parents assume the best gift they can give their kids is a big inheritance when they die. But Perkins challenges this. He says, by the time your children inherit, often in their 50s or 60s, the money won't change their lives. They're already established, maybe even wealthier than you. The best time to give them financial support is when they're young, in their 20s and 30s, when they're building careers, starting families, paying off debts. That's when a financial gift is life-changing. And the same applies to charity. Why wait until you're gone to donate? Why not give now, when you can see the impact with your own eyes, when you can meet the people you're helping and experience the joy of generosity? Perkins calls waiting until death to give away your fortune the ultimate delay. Then there's the danger of autopilot. Perkins warns that too many people live by default. They wake up, go to work, save, repeat. They follow the script society gave them without ever stopping to ask, is this really how I want to spend my time? He suggests regular life audits, moments where you step back and evaluate, am I living the life I want? Am I spending my money in ways that create meaning? Or am I just accumulating for the sake of it? He reminds us, too, of the inevitability of decline. No matter how careful we are, age will rob us of energy and ability. You may have the money at 70 to go skydiving or trek through the Amazon, but your body may not cooperate. That's why we must match our money with the stage of life we're in. Spend more on active, adventurous experiences while young, and save gentler, slower joys for later. Perkins uses a metaphor that sticks. Think of money like fuel in a tank. You want to use every drop to power your journey through life. If you run out too early, you're stranded. But if you reach the finish line with half a tank left, you've wasted precious fuel. The goal is to cross the finish line with your tank near empty, knowing you used it all for a journey worth taking. Of course, this doesn't mean reckless spending. Perkins is all about intentional living. He encourages creating a spending plan not just for money, but for experiences. Sit down and list the things you want to do in each decade. Assign them to your time buckets. Estimate costs. Then deliberately design your spending so that your money funds those experiences at the right stage. He also shares stories of people who regretted saving too much. One man, for example, worked tirelessly, built a massive fortune, but lived modestly to the point of deprivation. When he died, his heirs inherited millions. To outsiders, he looked successful. But Perkins says, he traded away memories, joy, and adventure for numbers in a bank account he never touched. To Perkins, that's not success, that's waste. By contrast, he celebrates those who balance money with meaning. People who travel when they're young, who take their children on unforgettable trips, who give to charity while alive, who savor experiences as they go. They may not die with the largest estates, but they die with the richest lives. And that's the essence of die with zero. It's not about being irresponsible. It's about being deliberate. It's about refusing to postpone life until it's too late. It's about realizing that the scarcest resource isn't money, it's time. So Perkins leaves us with a challenge. Stop waiting. Stop hoarding. Stop postponing joy for a mythical someday. Calculate what you need for security and then spend the rest on experiences, on family, on adventure, on generosity. Create memories that pay dividends forever. Give money to your children when it matters most. Donate when you can see the change. Live intentionally, not on autopilot. Because one day, that final moment will come for all of us. And when it does, the question won't be how much money we left behind. It will be, did we live? Did we laugh? Did we love? Did we make the most of the time, the health, and the wealth we had? Bill Perkins' answer is clear. The ultimate goal isn't to die with riches. It's to die with zero, with nothing left unused, with nothing left unlived, with a life so full of memories and meaning that you wouldn't change a thing. So the next time you're tempted to postpone a dream, to delay an adventure, to push joy into the future, remember this. You don't know how much time you have, but you do know this. Time is the one thing you can never earn back. Bend it, live it, and when the end comes, make sure you can look back and say, I used it all. I gave it everything. I died with zero.